All right, Donald Trump's campaign has repeatedly emphasized his generosity. He's a giver. However, a Washington Post investigation found that between 2008 and this May, only one charity had actually received any money from Trump himself, and that most of the family's foundation's cash doesn't come from the family, but from other donors. Is Donald just stamping his brand on other folks' money and pretending it's his? Well, here to break it down, it's Brian Brenberg, Associate Professor of Business and Economics at the King's College. Bryanomics. So what have we learned from the Post investigation? Well, the Post investigation is basically showing that, yeah, Trump's foundation over the past several years really hasn't gotten a lot of money from Donald Trump. It's gotten money from other individuals that he's funneled to different charities and organizations, which really isn't that uncommon, by the way. There's lots of foundations that take other people's money, even family foundations that will take other money, the Gates Foundation, for example, and send it to other organizations. That's really not a big reveal here. But it is interesting that Trump really hasn't given any of his own money to this foundation since 2008. Yeah, that's a long time. It's especially a really long time. Given that his spokesperson, Hope Hicks, says that he's given tens of millions of dollars, and I believe there was a claim that he made that he's given over $100 million, which is a lot of money. So if it's not coming from the foundation, where is it coming from? Is that what's hidden in the tax returns, and could that be a sticking point to their release? Well, that's the problem here, is you need to see the tax returns to actually see what he's given. He won't release those, so you really can't verify any of this. That $100 million number, by the way, includes a lot of free golf rounds and that sort of thing. So, but yeah, you can't, there's no transparency here right now, and as a result, these questions can be asked, and I think until he actually releases some data, the questions are going to persist, because that's been the name of the game in this election, is in transparency. He's leveled it at Clinton, and she's leveling it back, and her supporters are leveling it back. So until he's more transparent with this, these questions might hang around. See, I guess I don't have a problem with him donating other people's money. I think that's great, because that's money that's going to charity, presumably to places and people who need it more than he or other people who are donating need it for themselves. And that's fine. That's good. That should be encouraged. And I don't think we need coercion or oversight. I mean, is there anything illegal going on here? You know, I don't know. There are some problems here. The Washington Post report dredged up a couple of examples where Trump bid on a football helmet signed by Tim Tebow. Probably took a deduction for that. You can't take a deduction for that unless you subtract the value of the helmet that you got, for example. So if you're getting something in return, you can't deduct that value in your taxes. Is that splitting hairs, or is that? Well, it's actually a violation of the law, but it's a very minor thing. If that's all you've got here, then there's way more heat than there is light. Okay. Now, there was also the issue with Pam Bondi down in Florida, where he's giving money to an organization that supported her reelection. 501c3
While
foundation.
He was in the middle of a potential
so there was a potential conflict of interest there. Plus, when you're a charitable organization, you can't support political causes. But he paid the fine on that. So again, there's some little things here and there, but unless something else comes out, I really don't see this sticking the way that Clinton's charitable foundation issues have stuck for her. And I guess the claim that he can make is he had an issue with the Washington Post reporter, banned them from coming to some of his events, and the Post has been very adamant in their coverage of and against Donald Trump, so he could say, hey, this is just partisan journalism, and they're trying to pin something on me. And that's really what they're saying right now. If you see, his campaign manager is out there saying that right now. I mean, I think he should address this. This is an opportunity for him to actually say, look, I can be transparent. That's the problem with Clinton. Let me show you what transparency looks like in this. I'll tell you what kind of activities you've done. We'll see. But I don't know if he'll do that. We'll see if they pin the tail on the Donald. Brian Brenberg, thank you so much. Great to be here. Fantastic work as always. All right.